Methane Mike here, Methane Mike Doran. Going to give you a tale of two cities. The two cities are Sacramento and New Orleans, and how CO2 and electrics played a big role in their history, and particularly the flooding events of Katrina and then the flooding of 1850 and 1862, how Sacramento was flooded. Now, again, the science part of it is a very simple model of the global electric circuit, where we're going to say that we need power to change clouds and how they behave, and that power to change clouds, to cause these capacitive couplings to do things like make the ozone layer subsist in an organized way over clouds and cause subsistence and organization to occur with capacitive couplings over the ocean. The power that is required to do this can be described simply by power, and this is a Ohm's law, very simple way of looking at it, is power equals current squared times resistance. And where CO2 gets into pure water, which almost has no conductivity, and it becomes an ion from the air in the atmosphere where convection is occurring, and the CO2 comes out of solution with surface lows, again in the ocean, gets into the cloud, and affects the conductivity. Okay, so that's the basic idea. So if you look at this model, you would expect then that when current goes up, then the forcing that's caused by the resistance change, the CO2, is really going to be felt. And that's what we're seeing here in terms of the Arctic melting. The MSU data is showing warming in the northern hemisphere, and then the tropical storm season, the active Atlantic that we've seen recently. Well, the same thing is kind of going on also in terms of carbonation when you talk about these river changes. And the Mississippi, when you talk about it, you have to talk about the delta subsisting and dead zones and a lot of things that occurred around about New Orleans to increase carbonation. And you also have to talk about, you look at Sacramento, that in the 40s, the town, 1840s, the town was formed, and there was mining and things like that where the river was changed. And then they built the levees to protect Sacramento after the flooding occurred in 1850. But you also have to talk about the solar cycle, which was peaking in 1850, 1862, when the levee there in Sacramento broke, and then kind of in the peak or near the peak in 2005 when New Orleans flooded. The other thing that you have to look about is pre-CO2 on the west coast, the rainy season actually occurs during the valley of the electric or global electric circuit. So you go from the valley to the peak, or during the CV season when Katrina hit. And this is all in the context of this simple model of power equals current squared times resistance.